Well, Germany is the host for the 2022 World Under-18 Hockey Championships. Thomas Wildman joins me now. Thomas, this really is the final chance for a bunch of prospects to raise their stock for the 2022 NHL Draft, hey?
Yeah, so the under 18s, so that includes 18-year-olds, and so traditionally they would have had the U-20 tournament that the World Juniors that would have taken place during New Year's, and it did technically take place during New Year's, but unfortunately had to be canceled due to a COVID outbreak, and so that tournament's been canceled, but at the same time moved later on into this August as well. The Ivan Halinka Cup, which would have been close to that Christmas, December time as well, it has been moved into July, and so these U-18s, this is kind of their last chance. Besides a bunch of them that aren't at this tournament will be part of some of the WHL and OHL and QMJHL tournaments, playoffs that are happening right now. But for the most part, this is the last chance, especially for a lot of these more international players, to kind of get their draft stock up.
And it's very, very much a quality tournament. A lot of these players, like you mentioned, could be playing at the World Junior Championships, like you said, right around that Christmas, New Year's time. Now, so far in the tournament, Canada does sit with a 1-1 record, losing to a very, very strong U.S. team, and then coming back and defeating Germany.
Yeah, so 8-3 loss to the Americans to start up the tournament. Definitely not what you're looking for, but let's talk about that American team. They are kind of the favorites right now. They are efficiency-wise look great. They're top in scoring. They have a really great power play. They've got the best goals against average right now, which is really good. Defense wins championships, but their offense is insane with that 8-3 win. They have the league scorer right now. That's Isaac Howard. He has 6 points. He got a hat trick in the game where they beat the Canadians. And then Logan Cooley, who's tied for third in scoring right now, and he's on the Americans, and he is ranked second in draft prospects in this 2018 draft. Howard Isaac, he's kind of in the middle, but this will certainly raise his draft stock quite a bit, as we've been mentioning earlier. And then in the Germany game, Canada kind of got a revenge right back and just reversed the score, making it 8-3 against Germany. And so for the Germans, though, they had a really great player there. Julian Lutz had a really great game. He had two goals there in that game, and he's at 4 points, tied with Logan Cooley for third. But there is a certain player on Team Canada who's ranked second overall in scoring that had an exceptional game as well.
And we'll get to him in just a minute here. But, Thomas, I really love to see the bounce back, the quick turnaround for the Canadians, especially in such a short tournament. It's very important to almost have a short memory and just move on to that next game. Now, speaking about the next game, the Canadians will be taking on Czechia on Tuesday, and then it becomes the tournament playoffs. Now, Thomas, what do you want to see from this Canadian team moving forward?
Well, 100%, this Czechia game, in my opinion, is a must-win. Basically, they're going to be taking on one of the teams from the Pool B, and so Pool B has Finland, Sweden, Latvia, and the Swiss, as they are called in proper terms. And so Latvia and Swiss will more than likely be the third and fourth team there. And so getting that second spot by beating Czech will get them the higher of those two, and that's a much better qualifying round. And so in order to do that, the Canadians need to continue to score a lot, which they have been doing, especially those 8-3 goals. Like, they've got 11 goals on the tournament, which is exceptional. But they've also given up 11 goals against. And so, simply put, you need to keep the puck out of the net. We want to see a little bit of a better showing from the goalies, a little bit better defense for sure from Canada right now in order to kind of continue their success. But I think they should have a really good game against Czechia. They've got some good prospects, but Canada should have a bit more higher talent and be able to carry on and win that game.
And Thomas, like you said just a little bit earlier there, defense does win championships, so I agree with you. They do need to tighten up there. Now, you mentioned a couple players to watch throughout this tournament for Team USA, and we kind of teased it a little bit, but one for Canada had a hat trick earlier. Connor Bedard, an absolutely generational talent. We caught glimpses of what he could do at the World Juniors, and he had a fantastic year this year in the WHL, scoring 50 goals and 100 points. Thomas, he continued that offensive output, like you mentioned, getting a hat trick against Germany.
Yeah, and so Bedard's not even been a stranger to getting hat tricks during the World Juniors. He scored a hat trick during the U-20 World Juniors there, at Christmas before it ended. He got a hat trick, and he's only 16, so that's an exceptional thing. The last player to score a hat trick at 16 years old at the World Juniors was in 1977 by a little-known player named Wayne Gretzky. So he's with some pretty elite talent as a 16-year-old. And so he's part of the Regina Pats, and they've been playing exceptional. Bedard will continue to be probably the top player, even though he's not ranked there right now in terms of scoring. But Bedard will continue to score. And for sure, as a 16-year-old, he's got 2 more years in the WHL with the Regina Pats. They can carry on with him and become an absolute juggernaut of a team. And so there's a lot of good future for this kid, and he's going to continue to get better for sure.
Very exciting times coming forward. This upcoming Sunday will be the gold medal game for the 2022 Under-18 World Hockey Championships. Thomas, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me.
Thank you, Evan.